have slipped the surly bonds of earth, and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along, and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, whenever lark or even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
That poem is called High Flight, written by John McGee. He was a Royal Canadian Air Force Spitfire pilot in World War II. He was killed in 1941 at the age of 19 via midair with another airplane. And he wrote that. It's quite a popular poem. It's been used throughout history since World War II. And I had some footage of, I believe it's me and Kunte cloud surfing in Malaysia after doing a maintenance flight in the Hornet. And I was trying to figure out what to do with it. And, watching that footage, this poem came to mind. As a kid, one of the things that you always think about as far as flying is the freedom of it. I think a lot of people get their pilot's license because, flying is a form of freedom. I used to be a flight instructor, and a lot of my students who were after their private pilots, that's just something they wanted to do. They wanted the freedom of flight. Now, I've flown general aviation airplanes, airliners, and fighter jets. And the one thing that being a fighter pilot allowed me to do that I could never do in a general aviation aircraft or an airliner, and that's exploiting the 3 dimensions. Having the freedom and the ability to climb, to descend, to turn, really is as much and as fast as you want. Nothing else in my mind can allow you to do that like a fighter jet. It just has the performance to do it. And the higher the performance, the more fun it is. One of my favorite things to do, go out to the working area. You're the only one out there, bag of gas, and a whole bunch of cumulus clouds. We would do what we referred to as cloud surfing. Climbing up the face of the clouds, vertical down the backside. There'd always be little holes and valleys that you could fly through. It's just an awesome experience. When I think back when I was a kid, that freedom to be able to do that, you have to have a machine that's powerful enough to do that. And I did it in the T-38, a lot of fun. The Hornet was better, obviously, because it had much more performance. Maybe in the next life I'll get to do it in the Raptor, which is, I'm sure, even better. In case you're wondering, it's actually Kunte, my Wizzo, flying a lot of this. Half of the Hornets that the Malaysians had stick in the back, stick and throttles, so we called them trainer configured. They're fully operational in that configuration, but on a day like today with the poofy clouds, and he could fly the airplane. Actually, he was quite a gifted Wizzo and a good pilot as well from the back seat. I had no problems letting Kunte fly me through these clouds. Now, if you're really lucky, and it's flight of 2 out there, so you and your buddy got 2 jets. It's really fun to basically do tail chase and cloud surf at the same time. It's cool because you get to see the clouds from your vantage point, but then also if you're following, your buddy up front, a lot of times when they go through the clouds or pass some cumulus clouds close aboard, the clouds will show the wingtip vortices as the jet's passing through. And of course, if there's humidity out, you get vapes off the airplane. It's a sight and a vantage point that you just can't experience unless you're in another fighter jet in those clouds or in and around those clouds. And as always, at the end of the video, of course, I'll put the raw footage so you guys can listen to the airplane, the airframe, buff it, and the engines.